Hey everyone, Lyle here from West Tennessee Gold and Silver Exchange, and today I'm going to show you how we test for gold. Thanks so much for tuning in. My name is Lyle, and please make sure that you like, subscribe, and do all of that stuff so the channel can grow, which would be great. So today I'm going to show you guys how we test for gold. So I get this question quite often about how do we check to make sure that it's gold? How do I know that what I'm buying is actual gold? So people come in and I'll go through the entire process with them so it kind of makes them feel a little bit better as to this is how I test for gold. This is how I know this is not gold. This is how I know this is 14. This is 13 or not 13, 14. This is 18. So there's a lot of that stuff that goes on. Also, there's some stuff that comes in that even I'm not sure, and I have to take it to the refinery and have them assay it. If I had a XRF gun, then I can go ahead and shoot it here myself, but I don't have 30, 40,000. I don't know how much they are now, but they're pretty pricey, and I can't afford that. Most of us can't afford that. So we have to go with the more traditional routes of using acid, magnets, all of that good stuff. Before we get into the actual gold testing, let's go over some of the tools that we're going to need to determine if it is gold or if it is not. Your best companion that you're going to easily be able to get is a rare earth magnet. This right here is going to save you from a lot of stuff because it's going to be the quickest, the fastest way for you to determine if it's going to be gold or if it's going to be junk. Gold does not have a magnetic property, so if you wave this thing in front of it and it picks up, it is no good. Automatic, no good. Then you're going to want to get a testing stone like this right here and some acid, some testing solution. This one's 14, this one is 10. They have 18, 22. I believe they have, I'm not 100% sure if they have 20. They might not. I don't really use the 20. I just go from 18 to 22. And they also have a silver solution, which is kind of red in color. So you're going to need those things. And another handy tool is the loops. You got that loop, or you can get one like this. I like to use this versus this, but that's just me. You can use whatever you want. So these tools are what you're going to need to determine if it's gold or not. So let's get those samples. Here are the samples that I picked out. And I picked these out a few days ago. And I put them in this tray. And I said, I'm going to do this video for my channel about how I test for gold. How you can test for gold at your home. And I got really busy. The past few days that I was not able to shoot the video, and this stuff just stayed in this tray for a few days, or 2 days. And I completely forgot what was real and what wasn't. Like, I'm not joking. I completely forgot. I'm not 100% sure which one of these are real and which one's not. So we will find out which ones are real, which ones are fake, and we'll go from there. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to get your magnet, because that honestly is what's going to determine if things go to the next step or not. So it's really simple. All you got to do is just wave it in front of the jewelry, like this one right here. Let's not picking up, but this one picked up, but it's not taking it with it. I've had stuff that it like shoots on there, and then I'm like, whoa, and then I have to try to take it off. So this one is kind of sticking, but kind of not. This is a herringbone link. And from what I remember, I believe they put some metal bits in here to kind of make it stronger. Because, I mean, I don't know if you guys ever seen a herringbone, but this is probably the worst link that you can get. especially for women because hair gets stuck on all of these crevices. And there's been some times where customers have brought in this stuff and there's just like hair on hair all over here, like it was ripped out. And I hear that complaint a lot about these. So the magnet did pick it up a little bit, but not a lot. So, and I know the herringbones kind of have those metal pieces in them, so that one is going to stay for now. Let's check this one right here. Not really picking up at all. Let's go to the next one. No pickup. No pickup. This one is a no-go. This would be a bangle bracelet. And this one is our first automatic no. So that goes into the no pile. Let's go to these 3 rings. Does not pick up. Does not pick up. And this earring does not pick up. So far, these guys are all of the ones that passed the first test. Next thing you want to do, give it a visual inspection. If you've done this as long as I have, you can kind of look at something and go, that doesn't look right. It doesn't have the right color, doesn't have the right shine, it doesn't feel right. But if you haven't been doing it for a long time, it can trick you. And that's what we want to try to avoid. I don't know how many times I've had people come in with fake stuff saying that some guy at the gas station sold it to them for $20 because they needed gas and they wanted to sell it. They brought it in and it is 100% fake. I hear that a lot, so do not get conned by these people that are sitting in front of a gas station saying they need $20. Here's a ring, because more than likely it is not real. So let's give it the visual inspection. Let's start with the herringbone. So if you look on the clasps, you'll see some writing, like this one right here. I don't know if it'll focus, but we'll try. There we go. It says made in Italy. Italy does have a lot of 14 karat stuff come out of it. So 14 KT. And this one right here, this says 925. 925 is the purity of sterling silver. So this right here, even though it is gold, it is marked sterling silver. And silver does have a slight magnetic pull. So even if you have silver and you're using the magnet, it will have a slight pull. But if it doesn't completely pick up, let it go to the next step, give it the visual inspection, and if you see 925, it's silver. So this one will go in the silver category. Now a lot of people ask, it's gold, how is it? It's gold color. How come it's not gold? It's plated. So it's just one of those many tools of being able to, I guess not really counterfeit, but it's a cheaper way of being able to get gold looking stuff. Now let's check this one right here. This one, I don't see any markings, and they're going to be really small, but this is one of those ones that it just does not look right to me. It looks like it is too shiny to be gold. It's too polished, I should say. And unless this just came out of the ultrasonic and I brushed it and I buffed it, this is what it would look like. So this one I'm suspicious of, and there are no markings. So I will let this one pass to the next step, but I will put this in the I am very suspicious of it, so give it extra testing pile. This one right here, this is a Figaro necklace. It is pretty small, but that doesn't mean it's not gold. Again, let's look at the clasp. And this one says Italy. So let's turn it to the other side and see what that says. And in very small letters right there, you see 10 KT. KT, from what I remember, KT stands for carat plum, I think. And that just means that it is exactly 10 karat. So it's exactly 10 karat. It's sometimes there'll be stuff that's stamped 10 karat. There'll be stuff that's stamped 14. and it's actually less. It's probably, if you take it to the refinery and they shoot it with the with the X-ray gun, they'll tell you it's like, yeah, it's like 12 karat, it's 13 karat, it's something less than 14. But this one is exactly 10 karat. So I will put this in the 10 karat pile. I always start left to right. So 10, 14, 18, yada yada, as it goes down the line. So this is 10. That's silver. Now this one right here, here's another one. And don't really see any markings. Just because something is not stamped does not mean that it's not real. It's not gold, but it is suspicious. And when you're doing the visual inspection, I'm not really using it right now because I have the camera, but you'd want to get your loupe or your magnifying glass, whatever, and kind of like, yeah, look at it. And let's see. You can see if there's any like markings. This one is another one that looks a little too shiny, a little suspicious. But you would want to look at all of it to see if you see any markings or anything like that. I don't see any markings on this one. So this one will also go in the suspicious pile. Now we got this ring right here, this band. So inside of the band, you're going to see some writing most of the time, like it is right here. Don't know if the camera will focus on that, but it is right there. Just waiting for the camera to focus. There we go. So 14 KT, and then a little symbol. Most of the time, that's like jeweler's marks, manufacturers, that sort of thing. So 14 KT. So we know this is marked 14. So we will put this in the it is marked 14 pile. We got two more. Let's check this one. And I'm not really seeing any markings. I kind of see some markings right in there. Okay, I had to use the manual focus because it was just not cooperating. But right there you can see 10K, a little star, and nothing else. So this one is marked 10 karat. It will go in the 10 karat pile. Then we got this last earring right here, single earring. And the markings will be right in there. This one does not have any on that side. And there it is. This one says it is. You can kind of see it right there. 10 karat. So 10K. Not to be confused with 10K from that zombie show. So 10 karat, 14 karat, silver, and not sure. This is the not sure pile. All right. So the next and final test is the acid test. Let's go to it. The two most common carats that I get is 10 and 14. Those are going to be the most common ones that are out there. I do get 18 every now and then. I do get like 24 karat 0.999 stuff, but I use the Sigma for that. So for these things, we're going to use this testing stone and acid. So I'm going to bring all of my samples over here. This was 10 karat, 14 karat, I'm not sure, and silver. I'll put the silver down here. So what you want to do, get your testing stone, make sure it's all clean, put some alcohol on it, paper towel, clean it up nice and good. And you're going to want to take a sample out of every single one of these. And I do everything in order, so I'll start left to right. That's how it always goes. That's how I know where it is. So I will take a sample of this one. Take a nice, good sample. Don't worry, you won't really harm the gold by taking the sample. It's right there. You can go in deeper if you can, but I'll end up ruining this earring, which doesn't matter. It's scrap because there's only one of them. And I will take a sample of the next. Nice, good sample. And I'll put it there. So that's how I know this sample belongs to this one, this sample belongs to that one, and then this last little bitty one. What you want to do on these necklaces is you want to test one of the links. You don't want to test the ends, because there will be some times where the ends are real, but the rest of the chain is not real. So to be on the safe side, test one of the links, which on Figaro's I'll go for one of the bigger ones. And same thing, give it a nice scratch, get a good sample. There we go. A little hard to see in the cameras, but let's bring it up a bit. So sample, sample, sample. So I know this is all 10 karat. So I'll get the 10 karat acid right here. And we will put a nice little dab on top right there. And then over here and on all of the samples. So what you're looking for is you want to be able to see your sample through the acid. See if I can bring it up. A little hard to see, but there we go. You can definitely still see the sample through the acid there. The acid has not eaten away at the gold sample. Same with the one in the center. And that one right here. You can still see the sample through the acid. That is what you want to see. That is pretty much going to give you a 95% success rate. There has been stuff that it definitely acid tests, but when you take it, it is not. Mostly, I think copper. If you try to do copper, you will still see copper. I had some dental gold, I should say, come in, and I knew it was iffy. It just didn't test right, but it tested good enough. I thought maybe it was like 8 karat, so I gave the guy a few dollars for it, and I took it to the refinery. Sure enough, it was copper. It was a copper dental tooth. So you can't get fooled. This is not 100% proof. The best way to do it is to go and get the stuff assayed, but we can't afford that. So this is how we have to do it. So this right here all tests good. This is all 10 karat. Now I'm going to clean the stone. So our stone is clean. Now we're going to take a sample of this 14 karat one. Take it right over here. There's our sample. We're going to get our 14 karat acid. And again, we want to make sure that we can still see the sample through the acid, which we definitely can. If you try to do it like this one right here, we know this is 10 karat. So if you try to use the 14 karat acid, this is what happens. So we take another sample. We grab our 14 karat acid, and it's going to start diluting our sample. That's how we know it is 10 karat, because it's no longer the same. Let me get another sample so I can better show you. So see the color, how it's nice and white. It no longer looks like the same as you would with the 10 karat. So we'll put the 10 karat acid on here. And you can see the 10 karat acid has not eaten away at a lot of it, and the 14 karat ate quite a bit of it away. So that's how we know that it is 10 karat, because the 14 karat acid started eating away. It didn't make it disappear completely, but it did eat away quite a bit. So this is in fact 14 karat. That's 10. So we got some 10, some 14. Now let's go ahead and try our silver. Here is the silver solution. It kind of has that reddish color. So silver is a little bit different when you're testing for silver. Silver, I'm really not too worried about it being real or fake, mostly because it's really inexpensive. So if it ends up not being real, it's really not that bad. But here's our sample. And we're going to grab our testing solution, what we want to see is that our sample turns to like a bright red, which it is. The camera's really not picking it up, but I can definitely see that it is starting to turn like a maroon color, our sample, which is good. That is what you want to see. And the camera's really not picking it up, but it's turning maroon. It has not disappeared like the way it looks there. You can kind of see it there. But that's how you know. So this is silver. The alcohol kind of neutralizes the acid, so it makes it safe almost. Now let's test the iffy stuff, which I'm not 100% sure that is what it's going to do. But same deal. We have our stone nice and clean. Going to take a nice sample. Right there. And the next one. I could already tell this one did not scratch right. It just had like this weird scratching. So let's try the 14 karat acid and see what happens. We'll try with this sample first. Here it is, and drop some acid right on it. And ate it away very quickly. So this one is not gold at all, as you can see. Now let's try our next sample. And there we go. It's holding. But it is not real. And the reason why it's holding is because it actually scratched the testing stone. It's just one of those things where you've done it long enough to know that even though it looks real, even though it tests, this is not real. It is fake. And the only reason I know it's not real is because of the way that it scratches. When you're scratching 14 karat, it has like this definitive way that it takes the sample. And then when you try to do it with this one, it does not feel that way. It literally feels like it's scratching. This is scratching the stone. And that's what's causing that. Those are actually scratches. So this is not real. These are real. And that's pretty much the best way to do it. All right, guys. I hope it was educational. Hope you learned something. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.